Hey YouTube, this is Jaden Storm coaching Team Shadow Strike, and this is going to be another Aqua Force deck profile utilizing TransCore, which obviously means that it will also include the new TransCore Stride Mithril Core. Now, I need to be honest at first. I originally was not going to touch this because when TransCore was announced, I misread this card, and it was my teammate Sam, who Aqua Force is one of his main clans. I wouldn't call it one of my main clans. It's probably my #1 fun clan because I have played almost every Aqua Force deck there is, but it's always been a fun clan for me. And he showed me just how he re-explained to me. No, Jaden, you're wrong. You need to reread this card, and he showed me where I was wrong, and it's actually really, really good. So, very underrated card in my opinion as well. But I'm going to get into this deck profile, and we will take a look at it. So here we go. So my build's also a little different, so you're going to have to just bear with me. So for the starting Vanguard, I'm running Officer Cadet Eric. Now, just so you know, my blue wave deck isn't torn apart. It literally, because there are so many cards that are in this deck that are also in my blue wave deck, like I've done before, I still have all my blue wave stuff. It's literally, and some other Aqua Force cards. They're in the same color sleeves, so all I'd have to do is literally just take the second layer off and change them out. So it's kind of like I just made it easier on myself in case I ever do want to switch back. But my blue wave deck, it's not gone anywhere. But Officer Cadet Eric, this is just the grade 3 searcher for Aqua Force. Counter +1 to the soul. Look at the top 5 for a grade 3. And also because I only play 6 grade 3s in this deck, and I'll explain why here in a little bit. So, Eric is the starter. For the triggers, we play 4 copies of Supersonic Sailor. This is just the critical trigger. When you move him to the soul, you get to unflip a damage. 4 Bubble Bazooka Draco Kid for 8 crits. 4 Battle Siren Malika. This is the Margle Draw Trigger clone. Put it in the soul +3 to a rear guard. And then 4 copies of Battle Siren Carolina. I really like this heal trigger. So, grade 1s, we play 4 copies of Ocean Keeper Play-Doh. This is just our Aqua Force G Perfect. This deck can counterblast a lot, so play G Perfects. Next, we play 4 copies of Kelpie Rider Nikki. This is just our Aqua Force Stride Enabler. Always want to be able to have the option to stride in this deck, so that's why I play 4, just to max out on the opportunities. And plus, since I only play 6 grade 3s, I want to have most options to stride as possible. Next, we play 3 copies of Dispatch Mission Seagull Soldier. This card came in the extra booster for Aqua Force, and this is literally one of my favorite cards for the clan. His skill is Generation Break 1. At the end of the battle that this unit boosted an attack, if it was on wave 4 or more, you can put him back into your hand, which is really nice. And then his other skill is when this unit is placed on the rear guard, you may Soul Blast 1, and if you do, choose one of your other units and that unit gets +3,000 power until end of turn. So you can just kind of correct some numbers if you have to. And then we play 3 copies of Battle Siren Stacia. Her skill is Generation Break 1. During your turn, this unit gets the effect that this unit can attack from the back row, and when this unit attacks, if this unit is in your back row, this unit gets +3,000 power. So she can attack from the back row at 9,000 power, which is really good. So, grade 2s. We play 4 copies of Amphibian Dragon. So this is the from the Fighters collection. This is the TransCore support card. His ability on the rear guard is wave third time or more. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, search your deck for up to one card with TransCore and its card name, bind it face up, and shuffle your deck. And then his other skill, which is the reason we play him, at the beginning of your ride phase, if you have a grade 2 or greater Vanguard, you may counterblast 1. If you do, choose up to one card with TransCore in its card name from your bind zone and ride it as a standing Vanguard. So, the reason you can play only 6 grade 3s is, or I play only 6 grade 3s, is I play the grade 3 Searcher, and I have this guy. So, I will get to a grade 3 one way or the other. So, there's that. Next, we play 4 copies of Magnum Assault. This is probably my favorite card for Aqua Force. His ability, Generation Break 1. Whenever this unit attacks a Vanguard, if this unit is boosted, you may counterblast 1, and he restands and gains plus 2,000 power. So he just gives you your other attacks. Helps you create multiple attacks. And Stacia can do that too. So. Next, we play 3 copies of High Tide Sniper. This card is also one of my favorite cards in Aqua Force, just because it is, it can be really nasty to deal with. His ability is, when this unit attacks, Generation Break 1, if this is the 3rd battle of the turn or more, you may Soul Blast 1. If you do, this unit gets plus 10,000 power. So he can be really good, especially on a turn with Lambros or something like that, so that's good. And also, when you go into TransCore, he can be pretty evil to deal with too. And then since I only play 6 grade 3s, that gives me space to play 2 more grade 2s. And with those spaces, I play 2 copies of Tier Knight Timos. His ability is Generation Break 1. On wave 2 or more, if his attack hits the Vanguard, you can choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. So, because of this guy, you can add some more grade 2 attackers. So, and then for grade 3s, we play 3 copies of Blue Flight Dragon, TransCore Dragon. I would be playing 4 copies of TransCore, but I only have 3. I used to have a playset of this, and I traded it away, and I always hated myself for doing that, because even though I thought I'd never use TransCore again, his artwork is one of my favorites. I just like how he's posing with that big anchor, and he just looks so cool. So, anyway, his ability is Limit Break. When an Aqua Force rides this unit, choose your Vanguard until the end of the turn. That unit gets plus 10,000 power. And then also the skill of, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, your opponent may choose a card from his or her hand and discard it. If he or she does not, until the end of that battle, this unit gets plus 1 critical, and your opponent cannot call units to the Guardian Circle from their hand. So it forces a discard out of your opponent's hand, which is really nice. So that's good. And then his other skill is, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, this unit gets plus 2,000 power until the end of battle. So he attacks for 13 by himself, which is nice. And then for the other grade 3, I wrestled with this a lot, but in all honesty, there's only one grade 3 that makes sense 100%. And that is 3 copies of Blue Wave Dragon, Tetra Drive Dragon. So, Tetra Drive skill, Limit Break. At the end of the battle that this unit attacked a Vanguard, if it's the 2nd battle of that turn, until the end of the turn, that unit gets the skill of, this unit gains the skill of Counterblast 2, choose 2 Aqua Force from your hand and discard it. At the end of the battle that your rear guard attacked a Vanguard, if it is the 4th battle of that turn, you may pay the cost. If you do, stand this unit. So, you can break ride, swing 2nd, your opponent has to discard a card, then after your 4th rear guard's attack, stand, attack again, your opponent has to discard again. So that is, you know, I originally was going to play Savas with this, but to be real honest, this guy's just better. He really is. And then his other skill is you can counterblast 1 and give him plus 2k. So 3 TransCore and 3 Tetra Drive. So I haven't playtested this deck yet, but I really don't see this being a problem with the grade 3 Searcher and that grade 2. So it's to me it should work just fine. Go ahead. I mean, I know there are some people who are like, blasphemy. You need at least 7 grade 3s in every deck, but you can't tell me I'm not going to see one of these, and I'm not going to get, I'm not going to draw into one of my grade 3s, or I'm not going to see this, see a grade 3 with that, more times than not. You just can't make that. For these strides, we play 1 copy of Marine General of Heavenly Silk Aristotle. I play this just because I've never played it in an Aqua Force deck, and I do really like him, his artwork, so I decided to finally put him in a deck. Because in all honesty, he's not a bad card. His ability is Wave 3rd time or more. When this unit attacks the Vanguard, you may counterblast 1. If you do, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. So, it's good. You can kill off a pesky rearguard or a pesky booster or anything you want. Next, we play 3 copies of Blue Flight Martial Dragon, Mithril Core Dragon. So, Mithril Core's effect is when this unit attack hits a Vanguard, if you have a heart card with TransCore in its card name, your opponent may choose a card from his or her hand and discard it. If he or she does not, draw 2 cards. So the reason I like this, and it has to be on Wave 3 or more. So on Wave 3 or more, when your unit's attack hits a Vanguard, if you have a heart with TransCore in its card name, your opponent may choose a card from his or her hand and discard it. If he or she does not, draw 2 cards. I originally read this card that his attack had to hit, not that any unit had to hit. So what I really like to do is if you can get like a Stasia and another rearguard column and just attack 2 rearguards and then send this at their Vanguard for 26 and then have like a Magnum Assault column, you can get 3 shots to get that skill off. He's really good. He really is. I've seen him in action with Sam playing him, and that's what inspired me to make this deck, because I do like TransCore, and I do like his artwork. I've always liked TransCore. The way he carries that, his weapon is just an anchor. I just find that so cool. So he is a good card. So I will proudly say I did misjudge this card. I misread it, and it is definitely a very good card. And then also, for the last grade 3, we are playing 4 copies of Marine General of Heavenly Silk, Lambros, because he is Lambros, and he is the best G unit that Aqua Force has. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if it is the 4th battle of that turn or more, you may G Persona Blast. If you do, choose up to 2 of your rear guards and stand them. Then if the number of face-up cards in your G zone is 2 or more, the units that stood with this effect gain 10,000 power. So it's just, it's a given, and then, that's why Tetra Drive makes sense in this deck. If you find yourself in a way you can't stride and you're at 4 damage, you can just use Tetra Drive to end the game. So, anyway, guys, that is my TransCore Aqua Force deck. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. I hope you guys leave me some feedback in the comment section below. Tell me what your thoughts are on the deck. Did you misread this card first? What were your first impressions of it? Because I know I misread it and I completely misjudged it, and that's on me. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the deck profile, so make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, thumbs up this video for me, and I will see you next time.